What's up, guys? We're here with episode 294 of Some Shit We Like. We're streaming live on twitch.tv/SSWL Network. And if you don't catch us live, you know what you can do, Rick?
What's that?
You can listen to the audio on Tuesdays.
I can?
Yes, on any podcast service you choose.
Any of them?
I'm even looking into Spotify, so fuck you.
Okay.
And if you would like to see our faces, which I don't understand why you would, but in case you do, we put up video content on YouTube throughout the week. Clips Tuesday through Thursday. Sometimes multiple clips on multiple days, depending on how much content we have on the show. And then the full show on Fridays.
Cool.
So yeah, here we are, 294.
Here we go, man.
I was off for a week.
Yeah,
I didn't want to get you guys sick.
Which we appreciate
I
that.
was thinking about you and your graveyard shift.
Oh, God. Which isn't too bad. I know I sound like I'm complaining, but at the same time, I kind of loved it. Because no traffic.
It seemed like a lot less responsibility.
A lot less responsibility, for sure. The time, it wasn't even 8 hours, dude.
That's funny, man.
But at the same time, it's like I had to drive all the way to Fashion Island.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, but it only took me like 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, okay. No traffic.
Like maybe 33 minutes at most. And when a normal day would take me probably about 2 hours.
Yes. 2 hours. Fuck, that's terrible.
So, yeah, I started at 11 and then I got off like around, depending on the situation, on when they sent the job, it was like I could have got out like at 12:30.
Okay.
Only one day I got out at 12
Alexis had shit traffic yesterday coming home. It took her 2 hours to get home.
From Anaheim?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's really, you guys are a little further.
2 hours.
I believe it. Because look, we have an account over near Disneyland on Catella.
Uh-huh.
And it takes me about anywhere between 45 to an hour. So it makes sense.
From the employee parking lot, just to get past the parking structure, which is literally a corner and a turn, it took her 45 minutes last night. Just to get from the parking lot past the parking structure to get on the freeway.
That sucks.
Yeah. She was not happy about it yesterday at all.
Yeah. Francis has to park there too, huh?
I think he parks in a different lot.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he parks in a different lot.
Damn. Yeah, man. Yeah, I wouldn't really call it graveyard. I'd call it me just staying up late.
Yeah, it was weird. I was getting like Voxes from you at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, whoa. Oh, yeah, he's working graveyard shift. And 4 out of the 5 days this week, you were working graveyard shift. I was playing Red Dead.
And I was playing Spider-Man, and then on Friday I was playing Pokemon.
Yeah, we'll get to all that later. But first, let's talk about some entertainment/movie stuffs.
Yeah, we definitely got some shit for you here. Let's just get it out of the way. We're going to start with this just so we can get on with it. But as everybody knows already, we don't break news here. But we do love the person who did pass away.
Yeah.
Last week, was it?
Yep.
Stanley. Yeah. It's hard, dude. Like, I mean, he was old, but when we get that, but like for him to live that long and put in so much,
I agree.
in the world, like, it's incredible.
I mean, some of my most treasured things from my childhood exist because of Stan Lee. The X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
Smooth, right?
I know, I'm sorry.
Smooth.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
A big part of my life. Both the comic and the cartoon. X-Men as well, like you mentioned. Yep. He's responsible for a lot of great characters. And not only creator, but co-creators of a bunch of other characters like Ant-Man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I can go on forever, but it's...
Do you have a favorite Marvel character?
Oh, easy, yeah. Spider-Man.
Is it Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spider-Man was the one... Well, I mean, I love Spider-Man and X-Men. Those are the two that I put myself in. Like, not into, but like I can relate to. Right. Especially with Spider-Man. Loving science and technology, and then like him also being like the nerd and being not necessarily an outcast, but like...
No, but with X-Men, they're definitely outcasts.
That's why I would put outcast more as X-Men, which is where I would put also where I relate to is them, being pushed aside by society, stuff like that. I mean, that goes a little bit further, but yeah, it was just the people in X-Men, but Spider-Man was my first like real comic book that I got into, and reading Spider-Man. I mean, going back to the old comic books and the trades where I've only read a few. I never finished it. I know, bad on me, but like I've read the early stuff that he's done, or the beginnings of his creations, and it's amazing. It's so relatable even to today. Yeah, technology and things like that have changed, but it's like he was a good dude. He was a really good dude, and it's
awesome
hard.
Stories, awesome characters. Definitely something that hit me harder than I thought it would. Just because, like, we've talked about it here before, I didn't read a lot of comic books. The most of my Marvel stuff comes from cartoons and things like that from when we were younger in the 90s and things. But just kind of like knowing where things have gone because of him. Like, now, rather than getting called like a dork or a nerd or being an outcast for liking comic book characters, people go in droves opening night to see these massive movies. And while they may not be for me, they're taking characters that I grew up loving and putting them out there. And now other people feel a way about those characters that I didn't think anybody mainstream would. And it's, it all starts with, Stan Lee.
Yeah. I actually did a report on Stan Lee.
Really?
I don't know if it was in early high school or was it middle school. I think it was high school.
Man.
We had to do this project, and I was like, all right, I love Spider-Man. I want to know everything that's about Spider-Man and the X-Men. So then I pretty much did my whole report on Stan Lee and what he created, him, Jack Kirby. Before it was Marvel, it was Timely Comics.
Yeah.
Everything. I learned everything about him and his creations and what led to just more. And to eventually TV shows, movies, because we had that old Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
With the Lou Ferrigno.
I used to watch in syndication all the time when I was a kid. That was one of my favorite shows.
There was the Captain America movies. There was the Bad Punisher movie.
Yeah.
And when I did all that research on him, like I went to see, like, I want to see these on the big screen. You know, like I yearn for these, and I saw those growing. I saw the bad ones.
Bad ones, yeah.
Although Incredible Hulk, I enjoyed.
The TV show was very good.
Yeah, the TV show was good. Even though his name was David, not Bruce, in the show. Yeah, I enjoyed everything. And then like when Spider-Man was announced,
the Tobey Maguire one?
Tobey Maguire one, like I go further before that, even X-Men, because X-Men came out in 2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did X-Men come out first? I thought
X-Men came out first.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to get really technical, Blade came out first.
Yeah, I don't count Blade. I mean, I count Blade, but
you count Blade, but it was like a
this.
mixture of studio and really.
And Blade,
a lot of people had their hands
The first
in
two Blade movies are very good. I like both of those movies a lot, more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, X-Men was.
X-Men, like that was like it boggled my mind. Like, how are they gonna show their powers? How are they gonna do this? And for that time, like that was amazing. I
still say that even though 3 is looked upon as being really bad in both of those franchises, honestly, but I defend that X-Men trilogy to anybody that wants to fight me on it. Even how outrageous it gets in the third movie. I also think that having the urge to go back and I want to go back and watch. I talked about this with you a few weeks ago.
Because I went back and watched them.
When I watched the first Spider-Man movie in theaters, I was like, this actually treated something that I really care about with a lot of respect and did a great job of it. And I know a lot of people like 2 more than they like 1. I'm not a fan of 2. I don't like 3 at all.
Yeah, it was funny because I hated 2. I didn't like 2 either. But then the more I looked into it and the more I kind of dissect it. Like, I like 2 a lot.
I still think that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, that first one, is one of the best origin stories. Yeah. Oh yeah. And best comic adaptations. You can put it up against anything that's coming out now. And that's with rose-colored glasses and nostalgia talking of almost 20 years and not having really watched it since then. But I really still feel like that movie would hold up. And I really think you and I should do a rewatch. I said it in a chat. And I'm going to say it here.
Still kind of funny's idea.
We need to do a rewatch and talk about how we feel about Spider-Man today.
Yeah. That's actually a really good idea. In fact, yeah, maybe something we could do before Thanksgiving so we could have something to put up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those are movies, but like he had his hand in it, him and Avi Arad.
Mm-hmm.
Those two were the executive producers of these movies, the first X-Men and Spider-Man. And I was watching interviews with him before, getting into this. And like he said, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter about the reboots and whatever. Yeah. Like he never believed to see his characters come to screen, come alive. He says he loves every one of them. He's like, it's hard to pick one favorite character because it's like trying to pick your favorite child. So,
well, one of the main reasons Stan Lee will always be gold in my book is because I remember when first Spider-Man came out and it was about to come out, they asked him like, "Oh, if you're happy with the casting, this and that, and the right," and he's like, "Oh, I love it." And they asked him, "Is there anything you would do differently?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'd have made it 15 years ago, and John Cusack would have been Spider-Man."
He said that?
And, yep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's a really good casting, too. Yeah.
Like, think of 16 Candles, John Cusack, like 1986 John Cusack. Be perfect for Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, and then, as you guys know, if you watch any amount of this show, John Cusack is one of my all-time favorite actors. I love his movies. Kind of tried to model my character as a human being after characters that he played in movies. So that's just where I'm at with that. So when he said that, I was like, you're gold in my book, Stanley, forever.
He actually, because I remember he did talk about his favorite character, and he said he liked Ant-Man because he created it with his brother.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it was a Larry King interview, and he asked him, like, did you like what Paul Rudd did? And he was like, yeah, I absolutely loved it. But he does love everything.
But yeah, he's not going to hate
But he's not going to hate anything
because
either.
He's getting to see, things that he had a hand in creating and things that he helped other people create get seen by this huge, massive audience. And whether it's loved or hated, seeing it brought to that audience, there's no way you can't love that as a creator. There's no way you can't.
There was also something I saw online today where it said that he didn't want to be in the Fantastic Four movie, the current one, with the Miles Teller and Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan. But it turned out, he said in that interview, like he was going to do his cameo, but they were filming somewhere far and he couldn't travel. Yeah. So he had to say no because he couldn't make it. Otherwise, he would have done it. People were saying like, "Oh, he didn't want to do it."
Okay.
Like, no, that was bullshit.
Fucking internet.
Go watch the Larry King interview. Yeah. He just couldn't make it because it was too much travel.
Yeah, it's real harsh on a 90-year-old dude. Come on.
But it's amazing how much he loved his fans, and like to the like last con he went to, he was still there signing autographs because he wanted to be there for them. Yeah. He's like, what did he say? He does it for the fans because he did it for himself, but at the same time he's doing it for the fans because he never thought people would like what he wrote. And he was embarrassed of being a comic book writer. Yeah, and then he's always said that when he goes to those cons, his favorite thing to do is like it's not the ego boost of signing autographs and taking pictures. He likes to talk to people. He likes to meet people. He wants to ask them questions. Like that's something that he's always said. Like I want to know why and who and what people love about what I do and what brings them out to these conventions. Yeah, a dude can create universes. Yeah. And he will be missed. Been a lot of really, really good fan art stuff to go up. Yeah, I've seen some pretty good fan art where it shows him walking up to heaven. Yeah. Did you see that one? Yeah. Like, you're not too bad at creating universes yourself, kid. Yeah. Yeah, that one really got to me. I was like, that's fucking good. That's the one that hit me really hard. I was like, man, he created something for everybody to escape to. He had a hand in creating that. I don't want to say he did it all himself because obviously he didn't. He had people around him. He had teams around him later on in life. Right, he had whole different people, but it all stems from these creations that came through him. Yeah. Cameos. Everyone keeps talking about their favorite cameos. They're like, oh, the Avengers or Spider-Man Homecoming or whatever. My favorite cameo is the one from Spider-Man, the animated series. Have you seen that one? No, I don't think. I'm sure I have, but I don't remember. I'll put a clip in right here.
believe what you're telling me. In your reality, I'm a character in fiction? Yep, and I'm an actor who plays you on TV. But there's someone here I knew you had to meet. He's the man who created you for fans all over the world.
And I said to Jack, what if his skin turns green?
Excuse me. I'm looking for some guy named Stan Lee.
What? Spider-Man? Pam, hold my calls for a while. I think I've finally gone crazy. Oh, man! Wow! You know, Spidey, I've always wanted to experience real web-slinging.
And I've always wanted to be appreciated as a real hero. It seems you've made me into one. Thanks.
Hey, don't mention it. After saving all of reality, where do you go from here?
To find Mary Jane. My Mary Jane. I've been told she's still alive. I can't wait to see her. You know, for so long, I've thought that I never got any breaks. But now, after all I've been through, for once, I like my life. I like myself. And for the first time ever, I wouldn't want to change anything about me.
Gee, you're definitely not the same guy I've been writing about all these years.
Well, Stan, we all have to grow up sometime, I suppose. Even us, characters of fiction.
Spider-Man, it's time to go.
Who is that exotic lady?
Oh, her? Now, she's my ride. It's been great meeting you. Take care of yourself.
You too, Spider-Man. Farewell and good luck. Wow, I wonder how I'm supposed to get down from here. I suppose I could wait for the Fantastic Four to drop by and give me a lift.
That's the one that I like.
Okay.
Because it shows him. It shows. Okay, so like, just by watching the clip, you'll see like it's dealing with different universes.
Right.
Because I think it was Secret Wars that they were doing on the animated series. I could be wrong about that one, but you know, they have different dimensions. You know, different Earths, and he goes to the Earth where Stan Lee is on, which is, I believe, Earth 616, and Spider-Man swings in. Everything's well, it's because it's an animated series. He swings in. It's like, I'm looking for some guy named Stan Lee, you know. And then he takes some web slinging, as you saw, and it's incredible, the interaction between those two. It's like, it's the actor talking to Spider-Man, who's the actor playing Spider-Man as well too.
I think Stan Lee playing the strip club DJ,
Deadpool,
in the first Deadpool, is probably my favorite, just because I think that's the funniest.
That's funny, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with that one. I know that's super recent, but I belly laughed when that happened because I thought that was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. That's on par with George Clooney playing the gay dog on South Park and just going roof, roof, the whole episode. Like it's that good. It's where you won't expect it. So I gotta go with that one.
Cool.
We won't put a clip of that one because YouTube.
I'll put a clip. We don't make shit on this, so. But anyways, so we had to talk about it because that guy's a legend.
And as the week wore on, I realized that it did affect me a lot more than I thought it was going to. So, rest in peace, Stan Lee, and thank you for everything you created.
Yes. So, moving on to something more lighter.
Yes.
Let's get into.
Is it trailer time?
I thought we had some more news, or that was it. I think that was the only. Yeah, we have trailers.
Okay.
So some trailers came out, and we're going to watch them. So the first trailer we're going to watch is...
I think this is going to be fun.
Detective Pikachu.
You guys are in for... I don't know if it's going to be arguing, but...
Ooh, you'll see what you're in for.
I think we're going to be on separate sides here.
Welcome to Rhyme City. A celebration of the harmony between humans and Pokemon.
Tim, your dad was a legend in this precinct. If you were anything like your dad...
I'm not.
I remember. You wanted to be a Pokemon trainer when you were young.
Yeah, that didn't really work out. Someone there?
Whoever you are, I know how to use this.
Jeez. Here we go. I know you can't understand me, but put down the stapler or I will electrocute you.
Did you just talk?
Whoa. Did you just understand me? Oh my god, you can understand me! Stop! I've been so lonely!
They try to talk to me all the time. All they hear is Pika Pika.
You can hear him, right?
Pika Pika! Pika Pika, he's adorable.
You're adorable. They can't understand me, kid.
Can no one else hear him? I don't need a Pokemon, period.
And what about a world-class detective? Because if you want to find your pops, I'm your best bet.
We're gonna do this. You and me.
There's magic that brought us together, and that magic is called hope.
Listen up. We got ways to make you talk. Or mine.
Yeah.
So tell us what we want to know. Pipe. Yes. Okay. I can. Shoving. Pushing. My problem is that I push people away and then hate them for leaving.
You're saying you can shove it.
What? I can shove it? Okay, that's it. No, we're switching roles. I'm bad cop. You're good cop.
No, we're not cops.
In my head, I saw that differently.
So
That looks fucking rad.
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to be on the other side.
I love pretty much everything about it. I think it's funny. I like the texture of the Pokemon.
Yeah, I like how the realistic look. They all look good. I know some people are complaining about things here or there.
Like he looks furry,
yeah,
and like who cares?
It looks good.
It's based off a chinchilla. Come on.
Jesus. Come on now. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, man, Rick is either really going to love this or he's really going to hate this. And I'm not sure which side he's going to end up on. But I'm going to throw this in the notes just in case.
I love everything in this trailer. It's just this is like one of the best trailers I've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
because the way it starts, the music in the beginning, that's what you hear when you play Red and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the different Pokemon you see just walking around like normal.
Rick's a Pokemon nerd.
Yeah, you didn't know. Like you see all these different Pokemon just walking around and like interacting, and like people see it as a normal thing, you know. And you see his Pikachu's interaction with the human, which is I think is like the most wonderful thing I've seen.
Too funny.
Only thing that I don't like. Well, I'm not saying I don't like this. Okay. I'm just feeling different about it, and that's Ryan Reynolds playing the voice of Pikachu.
Okay. All right.
Because. Okay, yeah, he's like known now as Deadpool.
Right.
You know,
I think
he's basically known as Bryce put it when I was talking to him. Like he's just Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, because that's all he is.
That's all he is. That's all he plays.
When you hire Ryan Reynolds, you hire him for something.
Yeah,
and they got that. That's exactly what they're getting.
Which I understand, and honestly, it's fine. You know, I mean, I just wish they would have had someone else's voice. Because
I think it fits. Because I think Ryan Reynolds is a good actor. Whether you like him,
I'm not saying he's not.
Right? But, no, I know you're not. But but people always he gets pigeonholed into a certain type of role. As kind of a, I mean, it all goes back to Van Wilder. Like he's basically just been playing that his entire fucking life in movies, where he's kind of cocky, arrogant.
That's where you first saw him.
Over the top. It's not where I first saw him, but I think that's where he got that his shtick from. Okay. You know what I mean? But I think he's only one of the few people that's out there right now, and I can't really think of anybody else off the top of my head that can do this. But he can pull off the really whimsical comedy, and also pull off serious stuff.
Yes, he definitely can.
And this literally is basically him playing a PG version of Deadpool, because in Deadpool he does a great job of the super over the top comedy, and then grounding you real quick with seriousness, and he's very good at that, and I think that's why he was chosen to play this.
Yeah, but like I said, like watching this trailer, he's doing a fine job. It looks like he's even actually kind of There's some scenes where it's like he's adjusting to cartoon level of voicing, which is great. But yeah, I think he could have gone with someone else. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still excited for it.
Can you think of anybody that you would have rather heard?
I can not currently, but
I think the only other person that would have been made sense because of the
John
voice.
Cusack.
No. I that'd be hilarious if I said that though, right? No, is from the movie with Miles Teller, the drumming movie. What is his name?
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah.
Oh,
he would have been perfect.
Pretty good.
Because J.K. Simmons has a deeper voice and a lower register, and I think if you're going with the, because he's wearing like a noir detective kind of hat, like that's you J.K. Simmons. That's a good
choice.
But I don't mind that it's Ryan Reynolds. J.K. Simmons is the only guy I could think of that would fit voice wise.
I just thought of one, and he's a known voice actor, Will Arnett.
Yeah,
you would think he would have done good too.
He could do all right. He'd do all right. Yeah,
I think he almost kind of falls in that same category, but of like being Will Arnett, but at the same time, like he's a voice actor, so like he would have done, I'm sure, something different.
Now I've convinced myself I don't want to see Ryan Reynolds in this. I want to see J.K. Simmons in it. God damn it, Rick! Why did you even bring it up?
A lot of people were saying since they first heard about this movie being made, with Danny DeVito, which I thought was stupid.
No, that's
like
no,
not even. But that aside, like I'm still excited for it.
Yeah, when this got announced, I was like, no way, this is gonna be dumb. I know the Detective Pikachu property. I know it's a thing. I understand. No, this will not work as a movie, especially half live action, half CG. But then after watching this trailer, I was like, okay, here's my money. When do I give it to you? When can I give you my money to go see this movie?
Thought of another voice, only because what's his name? Zach Braff. I think Zach Braff could have done a really good job.
I don't know. Yeah, Zach Braff, maybe. He's kind of like Ryan Reynolds light, though. He's not as funny. He can be funny.
I
like Zach Braff. But then again, like anytime I hear Zach Braff, all I think of is Chicken Little because he was the voice of the main character.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's a good ass movie. But yeah, this looks fun. I'm excited for it. 2019. Let's do it.
Fun fact, Ryan Reynolds was in Scrubs, which is where I first saw him. And he was also almost had the role of Xander in Buffy.
Really?
But Joss said no because he was too good looking. So he went with I'm forgetting his name. Nicholas Brendan.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in the running for Xander.
Yeah, he wouldn't work as Xander.
He wouldn't work as... I mean, he has that fun attitude, but he's too good looking.
Yeah.
So moving on.
Yep.
We got another trailer for you.
Yes.
Let's pull this up. What is this trailer?
Let's see. Let's pull it up.
This trailer is...
I don't know if you guys can tell, but I brought the trailers this week.
Yeah. Toy Story 4 official teaser trailer. So let's...
This is like a literal teaser. So don't
Flows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds' illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds.
I don't belong here!
Panic is attacking me! Oh boy!
I'm not a toy!
Hey! Somebody get him before he pokes an eye out!
That's literally it. Interesting. That really is a teaser.
I don't know what the hell it's about, but that looked like crap.
You should have stopped, Disney. You should have stopped. I mean, we didn't get much, but I mean,
it's a friggin' spork. Why?
How is it alive?
I'm sure we'll find out. I'm sure we'll hear something about it. Of course, we will going into it next summer, but this does not need to be made. The way 3 ended was amazing. This is me being bitter that they're making a sequel because they can't fucking think of anything else to do. The way 3 played out and the way 3 ended was absolutely perfect, and they should have just walked away.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Yeah, I agree. The ending, the whole movie, like the furnace scene breaks everyone's hearts.
But that's again that did the first time, but that's not even the one that to this day still gets.
But
me. Yeah,
the last scene, giving the toys away, it's like that was perfect. That was like the perfect ending to a freaking trilogy, so-called trilogy. Yeah, I don't know how we feel about this one. I mean, they did well with Incredibles, which.
Yes.
Although that's kind of been in the making for, like 10 years?
This is over 10 years. This is almost 10 years as it is. Because when 3 came out, my son was not born yet.
Well, I mean, it was announced, though, like about 2 or 3 years ago.
I realized that the other day. I was like, holy crap, Michael is 8, and this movie was not out yet.
Wow.
3 was not out yet. I love Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. I was skeptical going into 3. But I didn't have any, I wasn't, pushing away from the table.
Just skeptical?
This is me pushing away from the table. I will see what else we get, what other information we get, because we really don't know anything. I encountered... So I know, there's fucking, harsh, heavy fandoms out there in the world. I know this. I participate in a few here and there where almost anything... that can come out, I'll be like, yeah, I like it. I'll force myself to like it. But I saw it happen the other day on Thursday for this trailer. And I don't understand where it came from or why. We were at a store and a TV was on and this trailer came on. And a full-grown adult male, again, this if Toy Story is what you love, cool. If Disney is what you love, cool. Stops to watch the trailer or the teaser, and stood there and watched it, and then full on belly laughed and goes, "I don't belong here," and walked away like that was some kind of stinger, and funny, and I was like, "Wait, really?"
That was a good chuckle, but
even. It's not, though, because...
I mean, I wouldn't call it belly laugh. I'd call it a chuckle.
This
I laughed.
Full on. It was the funnious
thing. I know. I'm just saying it doesn't deserve that.
I know. And I'm just explaining and characterizing here. And I really wanted to be I wanted to... But I didn't think there was a way I could do it without sounding like a dick. Because I wanted to... What... I missed it. I don't get it. Explain it to me.
Yeah.
But at the time, it would have been why? That's how it would have came out. But, because, I can understand, blindly loving a thing. And Disney definitely has a lot of people that blindly love and follow whatever they're doing. And they can do no wrong, and whatever they're doing is amazing. And I understand that. I can get behind that because like I said, there's things there's bands that I like. There's, actors that I like that I'll see whatever they're in because you know what, they can do no wrong. But I saw this and I was like, that was literally a minute and a half of nothing with a fucking alive spork, and it makes no sense. Where is the thing in that makes you go, oh, yeah, I don't belong here? I don't get it. I'm out right now, and we'll see what information we get about this movie. I don't even know what the story is. But I remember...
I don't think there's much right now.
I remember talking to you guys about this. This is off air, and I might have even mentioned it on air. The first time Pixar did something where I was like, okay, you guys fucking lost me, was WALL-E. Because the trailer for WALL-E was the initial trailer, not teaser, but the initial trailers for WALL-E were literally just, here's a shot of the robot, here's the name of the movie.
Oh yeah, he was just like moving around.
Fucking Pixar. Like, wait a minute, no, you have to earn that. You have to earn my attention and money. And people lost their shit about it, knowing nothing about it. And I can't blindly follow things like that. Like, and I have since seen WALL-E, and it's a fine movie, but there was a lot of hyperbole about WALL-E when it came out. Only specifically because it was a Pixar movie. If DreamWorks would have done that movie, people would have shit all over it. And I think that Pixar and Disney get a pass on a lot of things that are mediocre to good that get called all-time great and iconic because they're Disney and Pixar. And I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those movies that everybody's going to go, oh, it was so good. And then a few years later, nobody's going to really be talking about it.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm more like wait and see because like that was like, all right, that was a good laugh for like, 10 seconds. But I want to know what's going on.
It was
but it is a teaser.
It was literally the short attention span thing, though. It was like, here's all the things you know, and here's a fucking spork. And it's alive. Like, it literally is like almost like the Family Guy non sequitur stuff that got real old for me, as the seasons wore on. Like, when that show originally got canceled or stopped or whatever, that would have been a perfect place to end it for me. And then I watched when it came back for a season, and then after that I kind of just fell out of love with it because it was literally the same formula every week. And while that can work sometimes, it just, for me, it stopped working with Family Guy. And yeah, I have a feeling, it feels like this is Pixar keying into their formula and literally just like, you're gonna fucking see this because it's Pixar.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna wait and see more.
Yeah.
But from the start, from the announcement of 4, I was out. I didn't want to see it. I don't want another one.
Yeah, and like, I don't know what this story's about, but then there was like those rumors of like first draft of a screenplay being about them looking for Bo Peep because they mentioned how that she was lost in the yard sale before, and 2. And in 3 they mentioned how other toys that they had lost along the way.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Like, so maybe if it's like a crazy hunt for these other toys, that would be cool. But even still, like, I don't know, man. I don't like the new toys that they added in 3. I didn't like the dinosaurs in the little girl's room. I didn't like the extra stuff they added. But maybe that was just me. That's the only thing about 3 I didn't like, was it felt like some characters were forced in. Like, yeah, you have your bad guy. You have Lotso, who's your bad guy. Like, you got to have a bad guy. I get that. But like, yeah, just the other random toys that they gave way too much screen time to. I was like, that's not why I'm here. I understand why you're doing it. You're trying to bring in new people with new toys so they can feel like they're in on the ground level of something when you inevitably make 3 or 4 more of these movies that you shouldn't be making.
And
so I understand it. And sell more toys, but you didn't need to do that. So we'll see where it goes. But right now I'm like full on pushing away.
I'm waiting for a story first.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ended in 3. I don't know how they could make it back. I mean, maybe the story will be fine, but it still ends with 3. Just like Dexter ends at season 4 for me, this ends at Toy Story 3 for me.
I've been hearing that a lot. Like, I know you mentioned it last week also.
Yeah, I did mention it last week.
But I've been hearing that other places as well where people are talking shit about the last
2 seasons of
2
Dexter.
seasons of Dexter, yeah.
It's so terrible.
That's funny.
And that's why Iron Fist is shit. Because the showrunner on that is the guy who fucked up Dexter.
All right, let's move on.
All
I guess I'm done being negative today. I hate being negative. I really do. But man, I don't know. Anytime that things get put into the fucking ground, like run into the ground and over and over and over again, like I just can't help but feel negative about it.
Yeah.
But let's move on.
So next is video games, right?
Yep.
And the first thing you have on here is something E3 related.
Yeah, right? It's not that far away, really, if you think about it. It's like
Is it not?
It's June. I mean, it's 6-7 months away, but we're at the halfway point here. Through a story in Variety, and then later on through I think their blog, Sony announced that they are not going to be participating in E3 2019. They're not going to. Their booth space is up for grabs for anybody that wants to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing a press conference. They're not doing an off-site event like EA has been doing. They are doing nothing in or around the area of E3, period. Which is fucking insane.
Yeah, when I heard about this, like, I was like, wow, like they're like it's Sony and Xbox. They're like the major players here. Oh, and Nintendo. You can't forget Nintendo.
Of course not. But I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Like, it's crazy, But Nintendo does have their own thing. Well, PlayStation has their own thing too. Don't they have the experience or whatever? Or is that something different?
They didn't do that this year, though. That's the other thing they didn't do this year.
Oh.
They came out and said, "Look, we don't have anything to show. We don't want to waste our the gamers' time or the press's time and money to have them fly out." Because everything they have to show is
just games.
Death Stranding that's coming out who knows when. Last of Us 2, who knows when. Days Gone, which is coming out sometime in 2019 is all we really know because it got delayed.
Is that the one with the brothers?
Motorcycle. No.
That's thinking of a different one. Then.
Yeah. That was the EA game that came out called A Way Out that came out.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Which we need to play. We need to get and play that because I think you and I would really dig that because it's a co-op only game.
Oh.
But yeah, it's their major things are already known quantities. And so here's the thing that I think it cracks me up about this. People are already like, "Oh, Sony, they don't care about the gamer. They don't care about this, blah, 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 blah." But like, they literally didn't do their PlayStation experience this year because they're like, "Look, we don't want to waste your time. The stuff that we would have to show you, we've already shown you."
If that's the case, then good for them. They could save money and put it into games.
And they're like, "Yeah, we could show you third-party stuff, but third parties are already doing that on their own. Like, we don't really need to waste our time, your time, and our partners' time so they can bring a build of the game to a show for, a limited amount of people to see or play. Like, it just doesn't make any sense financially for anybody." And now that they're out of E3, like, that gets my wheels going. And I start thinking of, like, well, why is this a thing? Why are they not? Like, there's been years before where, like, they haven't had anything to show. But they still maintain their presence at E3. One, because that was the old way of doing things. But now, I don't like the term E3 is becoming irrelevant, but E3 is becoming less of a trade show. So they don't need to go to LA and spend millions of dollars to bring, hundreds of people down and booth space for their partners and PlayStations on the floor for their partners to play their games or first-party games. Because they can just push a demo to the PlayStation 4 and be like, "Play this demo, guys." Or they can have a live stream on Twitch or YouTube or whatever video streaming service you want to do.
True.
Like, E3 is becoming an antiquated way of announcing video games. Sony and Microsoft proved that in 2013 when they announced the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 at standalone events in fucking January. 5 months, 6 months before E3. They didn't need E3 for that. And they don't really need E3 right now. But if they were to go to E3 and be like, "Here's our games, and minus Spider-Man, it's Ghost of Tsushima. It's the same 5 games from last year. Well, 4 now because Spider-Man's already out." Like, and then people would complain, "Oh, they don't have anything to show." But when they're really literally telling you, "Guys, we don't have anything to show, so we're not going to do it." They're like, they don't care about us. They don't want to show us things. Like, they don't have anything to show. They don't want to show Days Gone anymore because it's already getting negative feedback from people because it hasn't come out yet. And Sony Ben has been working on this game for like 8 years, and this game hasn't come out yet. Last of Us 2, I think, is a 2019 game. I think that might have been said somewhere, but who knows? Ghost of Tsushima might be a 2019 game, but who knows? Death Stranding, that's not even real. I don't even believe that's
real yet. My hype is gone for that. I'm over it.
Mine is not.
I'm done with it. I don't give a shit anymore.
my anticipation is gone, But
there you go.
My hype level is still way up here for what Kojima's going to do next.
Or that's what I meant. My hype level's gone. I'm still looking forward to it, but my hype level's like, I don't give a fuck. Just let me know when it's out.
Exactly. Right? And that's how I feel in the movie industry when they announce things way too early. Like, when they announced The Dark Knight Rises like 3 years before with a fucking teaser trailer or whatever, 2 years before, it's like, well, why? You literally just showed me the bat symbol slowly zooming in on a camera and a Joker laugh in the background. That's all you did. Did you have to do that? But was it the most watched video from Comic-Con that year? Yeah. Was it the most pirated thing from Hall H that year? Yeah. That's why they do it. And Sony's just, now they're going to control their messaging. But yeah, this would be like Marvel going, hey guys, we don't have anything to show, so we're not coming to Comic-Con.
Well, I think they didn't come to Comic-Con once.
Exactly. That's my point. People didn't freak the fuck out about that like they are about Sony not coming to E3. But we'll see what happens.
So say like everyone else, like they have their own thing. They got D23, and then Nintendo has their directs, and PlayStation has their experience. So I think you're kind of right about the whole E3 kind of.
Xbox just had their event last weekend, XO18, which some stuff came out of, but I didn't really think that was that big of a deal. There's a game coming out that's apparently being worked on by, and the wording of it made me think of, okay, so this guy must have been irrelevant. It's like one of the co-founders of Irrational Games, or one of the creators of BioShock. And it's like, well, it's not Ken Levine, because if it was Ken Levine, they would have said, hey, yo, this is Ken Levine. But it's a guy that was, part of the team, building blocks and helped build that game and that company with Ken Levine. But I don't know. Microsoft they announced a bunch of video game studios they've purchased. They're gearing up for their next console. And
that's what it seems like.
I think Sony not going to E3 is them doing the same thing, but them doing it in like a much quieter way, because I really think that Death Stranding, I think that Last of Us, I think that Ghost of Tsushima, I think that all those games that I mentioned, that's the only thing they have to show that they've already ran down our throats. I think all those games are going to be on PS5. And I think that they're putting their nose to the grindstone on hardware for PS5.
That's my assumption when they said that.
PS5. Yeah. And I bet you next December or January of 2020, we get I bet next December there's a PlayStation Experience, because that's usually when it is. And I bet they announce PlayStation 5, and they announce it for fall of 2020. And here's all the things that are coming to it on release day.
That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, because when I heard about this, my first thought was like, oh, they're working hard on the PlayStation 5. Yeah. So they don't want to, put resources out where it doesn't need to be.
Right.
That's my thought.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too.
So like all these people complaining like they don't care about the...
Yeah, and then...
Like they care because it sounds like they're working on something big.
And if you read the internet and you talking about Jason Schreier a couple weeks ago and how he's a guy... He's talked about how people have dev kits for PS5 already. Colin Moriarty has talked that. Really? He says, I know people at studios that have told me, we got hardware for PS5. We know what we're working towards. So it's shit's real, man. It's actually... The console itself doesn't exist, but there are boxes with hardware in them of what they're shooting for PlayStation 5 that people are developing on right now. And if you have from now until fall of 2020, you have a good year and a half, 2 years to make a game, you're good.
Yeah, man. My first thought was that they're working on something bigger, and whether it's a console or maybe a whole new game, whatever it may be. Right. Like, there has to be a good reason for a company not showing up like that, especially an enormous company like that. Like I said earlier with Marvel,
right. And to be clear, that was Marvel Studios.
Studios, yeah.
That wasn't Marvel Comics. That didn't go to Comic-Con. But very similar thing.
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, it sucks that they're not going to be there, but at the same time, it shows that they're working hard towards something.
And the thing that's really interesting is to see what Microsoft is going to do now.
Yeah, it's their playground.
Because now, I'm not going to say they don't have anybody to compete with, because Nintendo. But
yeah, Nintendo could come in.
I think it's Microsoft that will get their floor space and have more shit there and have more announcements. And I think they might say too much before they're ready to, because they feel like it's our floor now. We have to.
Yeah. But yeah, that's some big news for sure. and it surprised the hell out of everyone.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did. And I definitely heard a lot of different conflicting things from people, whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. But
I see it as a good thing in my eyes, just because, like I said already, I've repeat myself. They're just saving resources.
Oh, yeah. So that's that story.
So that's good, in my opinion. But we do have another story.
Yes, we do.
And Final Fantasy / Square Enix shakeup. What is this, sir?
Okay, so Final Fantasy 15 is a game that started as Final Fantasy Versus 13, like almost a decade ago at this point. And it came out 2 years ago, I believe, as Final Fantasy 15. And the person that was the lead director on it that they brought in, and he's kind of quote-unquote saved the Final Fantasy franchise. I can't remember his first name. His last name is Tabata.
Yeah, Tabata.
He has left Square Enix.
Oh.
And has started his own studio. And this is somebody that people were saying recently, man, he did great things for Final Fantasy 14. He did great things for Final Fantasy 15. Let's give him a Final Fantasy game to make himself. Let's see what he can do with the property. And like, he's gone now. And he's starting his own studio. They had 4 DLC things announced for Final Fantasy 15. 3 of them got canceled. The only one that's coming out is the one that's in development and almost done. It really seems like they're making a hard cut and saying, okay, Final Fantasy 15 has happened. It's done. It's in our rear view. We want to get our teams working on the next thing. Which is crazy because they had to spend so much money on resources and the engine and art and sound and all this stuff and this big story they were trying to tell at 15, and they're just going to we're going to chop off the fat and push it all over here, and we're going to get this studio to make something else now. So
yeah, it says here, they have a quote from him. In regards to my next endeavors in the near future, I have a project that I truly wish to solidify as my next challenge after FF6V, Depata said on the stream, for the reason that I have decided to leave my current position and start my own business in order to achieve my goal.
So the funny thing was
October 31st was his last goal.
The funny thing is people got really upset about this because Square Enix was like, we got big Final Fantasy news coming up next week, guys. Make sure you're paying attention. And this was the news. Tabata's gone. We're canceling all the DLC. Sorry. That was their big Final Fantasy news.
That's funny.
But yeah, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy guy. I know a lot of people who are.
Your brother is, isn't he?
My brother is, for sure. But I wanted to bring this up because I think it's crazy that they let this guy walk with how he basically did save the Final Fantasy franchise. They literally relaunched Final Fantasy 14 after he came in and fixed it. Final Fantasy 15 was a game that was in danger of not coming out at all until he came in and got them to fix it. And I wanted to talk about this story specifically because it's going to kind of roll right into what we're playing and where I want to talk about where I'm at with Red Dead Redemption 2.
So this is our next story?
Yeah, this was the only thing.
Okay.
The only other story. But yeah. So I wanted to roll these two things together because I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 this week.
Right.
And last week and putting a lot of time into it. And for the most part, enjoying my time.
Oh, yeah?
But
you were hyped for this, weren't you?
Yes, I was. And the first week I had played it and talked about it here, I'd only played it for a couple of hours, and I was like, this game is great. This is exactly what I wanted. As I continue to play and put more time into it, I get further and further and further away from that feeling.
Really?
Yeah. So Tabata leaving Square Enix and this Final Fantasy property that he saved, essentially, reminds me of about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was a big Rockstar thing where executive producer Leslie Benzies left Rockstar under some really crazy circumstances. He wasn't getting his royalties from Grand Theft Auto 5. And if you look at every game from Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, I think even Grand Theft Auto 2, he was the lead on that. But 3, Vice City, San Andreas, 4, Red Dead Redemption 5, he was executive producer and a lead on those games. And then he left because they weren't paying him. They were kind of pushing him out. And the thing that was interesting about that is because emails had come out where he had published emails that he had received from Rockstar saying, we are in trouble on this project. We need Benzies. We need Leslie Benzies. We need to move him onto this project. He needs to help us finish because we are lost. And I feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 needed Leslie Benzies as an editor, needed him as a producer, needed him as a supervisor, because this game is all over the place.
I kind of felt that way when I played the first one. Not necessarily like all over. I mean, like there was just so much all over the place on the map.
Yeah. But
which maybe the people like. I didn't like.
Red Dead Redemption 1 is in
got lost.
Top 3 favorite games of the last generation. Top 3. It is an amazing game. Ambient storytelling, ambient missions, all the stuff that they did in Grand Theft Auto 5 were like, oh, there's a little dot over here. Let's go see what's going on.
Yeah.
Came from Red Dead Redemption. And the first game, Grand Theft Auto 4 had online, but Red Dead Redemption had online that was free roam and everybody on a map and things like that. Then Grand Theft Auto 5 took that and made that better, obviously. But this game needed an editor bad. It needed somebody to come in the office, kick the fucking door down and go, guys, these controls suck. Animations suck. Fix them. There was obviously nobody to do that. Because when you push forward on your thumbstick to walk, it's like you push forward and then he starts moving. If you're on a horse, you push forward and then the horse starts walking. Really? When you pull back to stop, like if you let go of the stick, they keep going for a little bit more. And I understand momentum and that's fine, and physics and stuff, and you want it to be a simulation more of a game. Cool. But if I want to stop and I pull back on the stick, he keeps going forward and then leans back and stops. And it's like, it's just not comfortable to play. The controls are bad. Deadeye's kind of ruined. Because in the first game, you would go into Deadeye, which was like your slow-mo thing, and you would move your cursor over your enemies, and it would tag them, tag. And then you hit the shoot button, and he fires from the hip and takes them out.
That's cool.
This one, you hit Deadeye, you draw your weapon, and it's like, and then you have to actually pull the trigger to initiate the gunshot. And once you do that, you can only shoot once, and then you come out of Deadeye, and you got to go back in and do it again. It's really poor design. I like most of the story. I like most of the characters. The game doesn't really care about your time, which I think is fine. I can get past that, where they specifically want me to ride across this expansive map. Like, I get that. They want to immerse me in the game. And this is the thing that really does bother me about the game the most, is like, this isn't just a video game. This is an immersive experience. This is a world we want you in. We want you to live the life of Arthur Morgan, an outlaw at the end of the generation of outlaws, trying to cope with that life and like tell you all these things. And it's like, yeah, I'm fucking in. And then you get in and it's like, oh, by the way, here's your health meter, and inside is a health core, and you got to make sure your health core is full or your health meter doesn't regenerate. Here's a stamina core, same thing. Here's your Deadeye core, same thing. Your horse has a health and a stamina core also. So it's like, this is more than just a video game. Here's some video game shit that you have to manage. And not in like a fun simulation way. Not like, yo, dude, you haven't taken a bath in a couple weeks and everybody's telling you how smelly you are, which is the thing that happens. And that's and that's fine. I'm for stuff like that. Or like, you haven't eaten in 3 days. You're underweight. So you'll move faster, but you're going to move slower when you have heavy stuff on your back.
Yeah.
Things like that, I'm okay with. You know, you're overweight. You're going to move slower. I'm okay with that. So, but like, then you like give these super video gamey tropes where it's like I said, they keep telling me how it's supposed to be an immersive experience. And we want you to forget you're playing a video game. But you can't forget you're playing a video game because you got to manage this, and this. And it's frustrating because every once in a while I'll get into a really good groove and I'll feel that immersion and I'll feel it. And then I'll be riding down the path to my next mission because I just completed a mission, and I get held up by a group of 10 people and shot and killed because you know what? I wasn't paying attention to my health core. And that's happened to me so many fucking times, and it's obnoxious. And it makes the game not fun. I am constantly impressed by this game. I am just not having fun all the time. And I always had fun with Red Dead 1. Or Red Dead Redemption 1.
How's the majority of people reactions to it?
There's a lot more people that are saying the things I'm saying than I thought were going to say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because like it was definitely the minority. There are definitely people talking about blind following earlier. There are definitely people like, this game is perfect. 10 out of 10, game of the year. And it's like, yeah, but you were saying that before you even played the fucking game. So you're going to keep saying it so you don't sound like a hypocrite or stupid for saying something like that before you even played the game. And if you go back to the things when we covered this game, I always said, I'm on a wait and see, guys.
Right.
Red Dead 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm on a wait and see. I don't know what they can do that'll make me want this, because I don't think I want this. And then they started saying stuff about gameplay. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Immersion, yeah, that's cool. And they never once mentioned your fucking stamina core and your health core and your Deadeye core and this and that. And they never mentioned that stuff. And then you get that stuff and it's like, oh, this is a game. Oh, yeah. Maybe it's my own fault for getting my expectations up way too high. But at the same time...
That does sound kind of annoying, though.
They had no choice but to be there because of how I felt about that first game and how good it was. There are people that don't like that game and they have complaints, and they're valid complaints. I understand some of them. But you can't say that Red Dead Redemption 1 is not a good game. You can say, you know what? It's not for me. This game, however, well, it may not, maybe this isn't for me, but I really don't feel like this is a good game. So I gotta say that, because I don't want to get it completely twisted and say this is a terrible game, because it's not. This is a good game. Red Dead Redemption 1 was a fucking amazing game. This is a good game. And I'm let down. But when I'm not playing it, I'm like, I want to play it more. But I went from thinking like this game was going to be maybe my game of the year because of how much I loved the first one, to right now, unless something major happens with the story that really like draws me back in and I can get past the mechanical stuff, it's not even in my top 5 of games I played right now. And I still haven't finished Detroit. And I haven't played Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But Red Dead 2 is not in my top 5 right now.
Wow.
And it really bums me out. Because I wanted this game to be... I literally wanted this game to be the second coming of Red Dead Redemption. But it really isn't. Like, it's not. In so many ways, it's not. And I really do feel like it all goes back to when Leslie Benzies left the company. Because all the emails that came out from him and other places that were leaked, they always said, like, when things got out of control, they would always call Leslie Benzies in to help finish up. And he was their editor. And he was the guy who cracked the whip and said, no, we can't do things like this. You want to do this? You got to make it like this. And this game obviously didn't fucking have anybody doing that.
Interesting.
For the 1,000 people or whatever that have worked on this game, I literally think it's 1,000 people have touched this game in some way. Not one of them had the balls to say, I don't think this is working, guys. We got to do it a different way. And it really bothers me. And I see a lot of people who are like, I love this game. And I'm so glad that people are loving this game, but I'm not. And I was one of the biggest defenders and one of the loudest defenders of the people I knew that was talking about how amazing Red Dead Redemption 1 was. And always telling Bryce, you like Grand Theft Auto 5? Go do yourself a favor. Go back and play Red Dead Redemption 1. Because that is where all this shit in Grand Theft Auto 5 that is better now started. And now Bryce went out and got Red Dead 2, and he's going to play Red Dead 2. I don't know how much time he's put into it. I don't know how he feels about it. But I don't like it's not as good as Grand Theft Auto 5. It's not as good. It looks better. It sounds better, but it's not as good of a game as those. And like similar thing happened with me and Bryce also back when Guitar Hero came out. I had played Guitar Hero 1 and Guitar Hero 2 and was like always singing the praises of Guitar Hero games and how good they were. I would take my PlayStation over to his house and we would play, and he's like, yeah, this is fun. He just never got them. But then when Guitar Hero 3 came out, it came out on the Wii and every other fucking console known to mankind at the time. And so he got it on the Wii and he played it on the Wii. And he's like, "You're right, this is great." And I was like, yeah, but this game is not good compared to the first two. Like, it's a good game, but these first two were fucking great. And I told him all the gripes I had with 3. There was songs that had out of sync tracks and charting. Specifically the Muse song of Knights of Sidonia. Like, it was the track, the note track and the audio was completely fucking out of sync. How people got around to full comboing that song, I have no idea. Because it's fast, it's a lot of chord changes, and it's completely out of sync at one point in the song. About halfway through, it just completely falls out of sync. And it's on every console. And I was like, the guitar is not as good as the guitars from the last one because it was the first time we got wireless guitars. First party wireless guitars. And I'm like, no, because now the lag is completely different. This is an inferior game to the ones that came out before. And Bryce loved 3. And I don't want him to love Red Dead Redemption 2 because it is not as good. It is not as good as Red Dead Redemption 1.
That's funny.
So that's what I've been playing. I haven't even been playing Paladins this week because I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 1 or Red Dead Redemption 2 and kind of hating myself for it.
Spider.
Yeah. So that's it for Red Dead. I'm going to keep checking in. This is not a game I'm going to fucking power through because that's not the way I want to play video games. That's not the way I ever play video games. So nobody's coming here for a review. If the people that watch us want to hear our takes on things, whenever that may be. But I am going to take a break from Red Dead and play and finish Detroit so we can talk about that next week. Hopefully in a full spoiler cast. Hopefully you remember. I know you played it first, right when it came out.
What?
Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're 5 months later. I hope you still remember everything that you wanted to talk about it at the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's mostly about decisions that you guys made compared to what I made. Although Bryce can kind of see the decisions that I made.
And I see the decisions that both of you have made.
So...
but yeah, so I'm going to keep playing Red Dead, not because I feel like I have to, but I genuinely want to. Even all the shit I was just talking, I still genuinely want to be playing that game because some of the stuff that I do enjoy the most about it is walking around towns and going into the bars and starting fist fights, getting a fucking haircut, making my guy look like Undertaker from 1989, WWF Undertaker from 1989, 1990. That way I don't get so mad when he's walking so fucking slow. Last night, 2 nights ago, I completely changed him now to look like Walker Texas Ranger, which makes me smile. So I'm trying to find ways to have fun with this game when the fun gets sucked out of it for me sometimes. But I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to finish the story. I don't think I'll platinum this game. I'll probably won't even 100% the game. I never platinumed Red Dead Redemption 1, but I definitely played through everything, including DLC for that. They did a really awesome Halloween-themed DLC for Red Dead 1, which was so amazing. But yeah.
Cool.
The other thing I don't like about it, and it kind of like, I said it doesn't respect your time. It also doesn't respect the time you spent on the first game, because you grow to love this character, John Marston, from the outset of the first game. And this is a prequel, so John is also in this game. This is the gang he came from. But they go out of their way to tell you how dumb he is and how unreliable he is and how he's a bad father and a bad husband and he's a piece of shit and he doesn't do anything right and fucking John Marston. And it's like, whoa. Why are you feeling the need to shit all over a character that a lot of people love just for the sake of getting people to like your new character? It's a completely wrong way of thinking. But again, I'm not through the story. Maybe something happens later. Maybe there's a big revelation. I'm sure there is. That's the way Rockstar likes to do these kinds of things. But right now, that's the thing that pisses me off the absolute most, is that they're telling me that the time I spent with the first game was a waste because John Marston is a piece of shit. And I don't agree. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. What have you been playing, Rick?
I've been playing and beat Spider-Man and the DLC.
Ooh, the first one? The second one I think comes out this Tuesday.
The 20th, yeah.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about Spider-Man and comic books and like how this is Spider-Man's my favorite. This game is awesome. It's just pure awesomeness. I love everything about this game. When I read comic books, Spider-Man comic books in particular, the person I hear in my head is Christopher Daniel Barnes, who played I think that's his last name, Barnes. He played the animated series Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah. I was like, why is that name familiar? Which
he
Gotcha.
played Peter Parker. I mean, that was the guy in my head every time I read Spider-Man. And playing this game kind of like replaced Mr. Barnes.
Yeah, you said that. And I was like, wow. Really?
Because this guy, Yuri Lowenthal, is fucking perfect. Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Okay. I want to say fuck Tom Holland, but he's good. He's all right. But I don't think no one's gonna be as good as this guy. This is my fucking Spider-Man right here.
Andrew Garfield was pretty good.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, the way he plays it, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not him. But, like, or at least the character in this, like, that's Peter Parker. It feels like a mixture of, like, Andrew Garfield and, let's say, maybe even, like, of all three of them, Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire, all mixed in. But I feel a very heavy, even with the looks of Andrew Garfield.
I wonder if this game has been in development for that long.
And there's even like jokes about like where he's trying to stop a train, he tries to stop it just like in Spider-Man 2. It's like, and then he can't do it. It's like, well, it worked last time. Kind of stupid like that. So it's like, wait, are these crossing over now?
That's funny.
So, but yeah, I like the little quips that he does in this. Like, the writing in this game is amazing. The voice acting in this is the best. It's really good.
Okay.
It feels like you're both watching and playing a Spider-Man cartoon.
That's awesome, dude. I need to play this game.
And
I need to finish Detroit, send it back so I can get Spider-Man and play this game.
Yeah. This game, spoiler alert, probably my game of the year.
I fucking guess. So I saw that you got 100% of story completion.
Yeah.
Is that 100% of the... Did you platinum trophy the game?
I need 3 more spider suits before it's platinum.
Okay.
And it's bugging the shit out of me because I need challenge tokens.
Oh, okay. And you gotta get rid of the crime in certain territories for that shit, right?
Yeah, and I'm at the point right now where like I need to get perfect on all of them in order to do it.
You'll get there. You'll get it.
And I wish I kind of looked at it before because I could have gotten all the suits, but I'm like, well, let me upgrade my gear first.
Right.
And I thought maybe there's a trophy for that. There wasn't a trophy for upgrading gear.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I think there was like one, maybe. I don't remember, but like I thought there was gonna be like a gold or something
Yeah.
But
Has
no.
there been
so upgrade your suits or get your suits before you get upgrades.
I told you
get upgrades.
I told
too,
you, man. Go to pstrophies.org and check it out, dude.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the only one I need to get platinum on it.
Well, I bet that really bothers you to see like 90% completion rate. Like, fuck.
It's like gnawing at me, and like I kind of stopped.
Funny.
And like I said, I have to do these challenges, and I kind of stopped streaming because I'm starting to yell
and scream
and obscenities. And
if you guys have not seen Rick play games when he gets frustrated, like it is some of the best shit ever.
I was like ready to throw my controller at the TV rage.
Like, I had known Rick for a few years already, and like I'd never really seen Rick get angry about things. And then Bryce and I one night talked him into getting Burnout Paradise because he didn't like driving games. But we were telling him like, no, this is more of like we get together and hang out and drive around and have fun. You can play the game, but we don't have to. There's cool challenges we can do. And then I think you ended up playing a lot of the single player also because you just liked how the game felt. But I never really heard Rick scream or yell or in like an angry way until I played Burnout Paradise with him online. And like could hear headphones being thrown. Could hear fuck! And I was like, whoa, this is a side of Rick I have never seen before.
I get competitive. So yeah, I love all the missions. The side missions are great. Some of the side missions are kind of silly, but in a good way.
Right.
Like you're helping this homeless man who has pigeons, and he lost like 12 of his pigeons, and you have to like
collect them.
Go collect them. It's stupid, but it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But yeah, some of the challenges in there are pretty difficult Took me a while to get the controls down, but once you get the controls down, it's you got them down.
How's flying through the city feel? Like,
it's amazing. It's the best thing, dude. It's the best. It's the best web slinging I've seen in a game.
Nice.
He's hands down.
That's cool.
There's also like I've been learning little tricks here and there as far as getting around town. There is like fast travel in it. Each like
subway system, right?
Yeah, the subway system basically. But it's so fun to web sling in that game that sometimes I don't even use it.
That's how I feel about like with Red Dead. Like I enjoy riding the horse for whatever reason. And like there's no fast travel, and that's kind of something that kind of there's sort of a fast travel system, but you can't fast travel to any point you want to. It's like you can go from one place only to other places, but you can't go back to the place you started. But I don't really care because I enjoy riding the horse. I like the background. I like the scenery. I like the music.
I enjoy the web slinging. It's amazing. And like you can do regular web slinging, and then like you got points where you can like zip to and then jump off of. Give you like an extra speed. You can do tricks as you're web slinging. So like as soon as you let go of it, I think you press triangle and circle, and then you can start doing barrel rolls and like twirls and like backflips. It's amazing. But the controls are great. I love them. Like really, most of the thing that I love about this is the story.
Okay.
I'm heavy story person, and this does justice to the Spider-Man comic.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to play this game. I'm so excited.
This is like what I wanted in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you know me, like I liked Homecoming, but I didn't like it like everyone else did.
Yeah.
I felt like the stakes weren't that high.
Right.
You know, character-wise, I mean, like, because you know, even with like the first Raimi ones, like Peter Parker, there's always something that happens to him that he gets knocked down and has to find a way to pick himself back up again.
Yes.
I didn't feel that in the new one with Tom Holland, and with
even the Andrew Garfield one, something's always
that definitely that was a good balance of that too. But this video game just nails it on the fucking head so well.
Like no matter how, that's kind of the thing about Spider-Man is like no matter how good he's doing, somebody always fucking puts their thumb on him.
Yeah.
Something always puts him right back down to the ground.
Yeah. And like the way him and Otto Octavius are working together.
Right, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're working together. They're trying to basically make limbs, basically for anyone who lost a limb. They can have like, you know, so which is great backstory to him having the octopus arms. Which is amazing.
I can't. There's got to be
they
like
touch
a major point where it's like, oh shit, we've been doing all this for bad and not for good.
Yeah, and Osborn, of course, is behind all the funding and stuff like that, and. Like they talk about the neuroinhibitor for the octopus suit, like they did in Spider-Man 2, which altered the way he thought. Which happens is same thing with this. They have like it's such the dynamic or like the interactions between Peter Parker and Octavius is very father-son like.
Wow. Okay.
And
so
there's
they go pretty deep with it.
Yeah, and it gets heavy. It gets Spider-Man. I'll put it that way. It gets Spider-Man, man.
Okay, I get you.
It's good, and the back and forth between him and the bad guys is great. It took a while before it started repeating itself, which I thought was a nice refresh.
That's definitely
like it took me a while, then I was like, oh, okay, now they're repeating, and I was like really into like maybe like 2 hours, 3 hours into the game.
Right.
Before I realized it. Maybe I'm just slow and didn't realize it. Either way, I'm having fun with the game. Like, it's good. The DLC came out.
The October one, yes.
Yes, with the Black Cat.
Black Cat, okay.
Yes, and if you don't know, I'm a fan of the Black Cat. Mm-hmm. Felicia Hardy. Moreover, Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane. Believe it or not.
What? No, I'm just kidding. I already knew that. I'm just pretending so. Because, somebody out there is going... What?
Which not a spoiler at all, but Mary Jane in this is a reporter. Mm-hmm. So she's not a model or an actress, which I thought was a nice change. I didn't really like that. Didn't bug me at all.
That's good.
But yeah, the DLC was great. There's the interactions between Spider-Man and the Black Cat is like what you read in the comics, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna gush over this game because,
dude, go for it.
Because they got great voice actors in this, dude. Like,
I was way too negative today, so you gush all the way.
I'm gonna do all the gushing because there's a lot. Like I want to talk about the stories but like I don't want to spoil it for you, you know.
Right.
But they do have going back to the game mechanics. They do have the skill tree, which I know you kind of been trashing a bit.
It's not that I don't like a good skill tree. I just don't like 55 fucking skill trees. You know what I'm saying?
There's only 3. Like there's only 3 with
There's 2 characters in God of War. 2. There's literally like 8 fucking skill trees.
Oh wow.
It's insane. It's way too many.
Yeah, this is only offense, defense, and webbing.
I'm in. Fucking perfect.
And you could get those really quickly too.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so much fun. I love the mechanics of the game. But I want the next DLC already, which I'm gonna get Tuesday.
Yeah. Did you get the season pass?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
Of course.
Cool. Of course you did.
So keep pumping them out.
Yeah. So we got November and December, and then that's it for now. I think they could very easily roll into a second game and not have to maybe a year and a half between the two, because they already have the assets built for Manhattan. Like they already have the city built.
Yeah.
That's kind of
just beautiful.
Yeah.
The city is amazingly beautiful, and like a lot of people say they're pretty accurate.
Yeah, everything's condensed, but they got the landmarks right. Yeah, is what I've been hearing.
Yeah, they have the Avengers Tower. They have Oscorp Tower. They have the what's his name? Doctor Strange's Centaurium.
Oh shit! Okay.
I didn't see the Baxter Building unless I missed it.
Okay.
But I think there was also I've only bad on me. I've only watched Ghostbusters maybe like 3 times at most. But I think that firehouse is there because it looked familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can also go to the Luke Cage bar.
Okay.
There, I forgot what it was called.
That's cool.
I think it's like the Red Door or something like that. And yeah, there's all these little Easter eggs everywhere that are really, really nice.
That's like, for me, that's like what they did with the Batman, the Arkham games. Like, those games were...
I've heard people kind of, not necessarily comparing it to it, but kind of talking how kind of similar they are.
They've a lot of fan service, but not in like a, hey guys, remember that one thing from that one thing? Like, here it is. Like, they do it in a very nice, subtle way.
Oh, hey, Bolo. Sorry, I forgot to put the chat back up.
Shit. Bolo. What's up, dude?
Y'all talking about the new Keanu Reeves movie trailer that just dropped? I didn't know.
Did not see it.
But we'll look it up.
Yeah.
After I finish talking about Spider-Man.
Yep.
Something about God of War, the assets, and places you can't travel for too long. God of War 2 should be in here by 2020. But yeah, talking about Spider-Man, I'm enjoying the shit out of it.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted in a movie, man. This is exactly what I wanted in a movie.
Yeah. Except this one's 45 hours long or whatever. Like, it's something like 20 hours to do this story or something like that.
Maybe, but it's so good. It went by
I think
fast.
Greg Miller said he did like 35 hours in the game or something like that. But yeah, I'm excited to play the game for sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad you love it. I am very excited to get it and play through it.
Yeah. Yeah, all the actors in this, voice actors in this are great. The guy who played J. Jonah Jameson almost kind of sounds like J.K. Simmons, but it's not. But he does a really good job.
He's like a alt-right podcaster or some weird shit, right? Yeah. That's amazing, dude. That alone.
Yeah, he's a podcaster. It's very modernized.
Yeah, that makes me want to play the game now. I want to hear that stuff because I hear that I've heard and read in like reviews and stuff like that stuff is like some of the best writing in the game.
It is.
The rants that
really
he goes
good.
on. That's awesome.
Yeah. The Aunt May is great in this. Best Aunt May so far.
I don't know. I haven't seen Homecoming, but Marissa Tomei. Just saying.
She's too young to play Aunt May.
She's too fucking hot to play Aunt May.
There's a line in that too where Robert Downey Jr. says something. Or no, I think that was Civil War where he said like, "Do all ants come this hot?" or something like that. But holy shit. Go out and get it if you haven't played it. The DLC is amazing. There's some storylines in there that want to piss you off, but then twist and turn. Oh, so good. So good.
Cool.
Okay, that's it. I'm done.
All right.
Aunt Bay, you mean?
Good one, Bolo. Yeah. I'm glad you're joining us, Bolo. Thank you.
Mike already talked about Red Dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God, have you all been playing that? Yeah, Mike just went into it. You missed it.
I've been playing Red Dead, dude. I don't want to go right back into it because we literally just got done talking about it for like 20 minutes. I've got issues with it, but I constantly I want to keep playing it, which is fucking weird. But yeah, that'll go up, I'm sure, as its own clip.
Yeah, it will.
So you can check that out there. But yeah, how about so Bolo? I was telling you one time when I was watching his stream, he was playing Kingdom Hearts. So I told him a funny story about how I went to E3 in 2004, I think it was, and Kingdom Hearts 2 was on the floor for that. And my brother is a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, so I went up and I picked up the controller and moved Sora around and then put it down and called my brother, and I was like, I just played Kingdom Hearts 2, and I hung up on it, and then did not answer any of his calls when he was trying to call back all day, just because I'm a dick.
Sounds like you.
Yeah. But yeah, it was too. I didn't even play the game. I literally just moved the character around, just so I could say I played Kingdom Hearts 2 before you did. But yeah.
The third one already came out?
No, it's not out
I
yet.
thought it already came out. Oh no, was it the HD?
Yeah,
or
the HD.
Yeah. I kind of want to play it. That was a chair.
Yeah. I hope it picked up on the mic.
That was a chair.
I love it. Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of want to play it because I've never played any of them, and I hear how good it is.
But I'm not I like Disney, but I'm not a big Disney like guy, you know? Like, but I do like Disney. That first game seems like it might be right up my alley as far as like the Disney stuff I really love. So I might check that out, that HD collection out.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just, yeah, it was funny. I was telling this funny shit, and I also told him that me got my brother a Keyblade for his birthday, which is a Kingdom Hearts thing, from Frank & Sons up here.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
And it was on display, and I got there like when they opened the show all day. So we get there and I see it and it's hanging there and it's like $80 or some shit, like it's something ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept talking to the guy, like I'd go by, so you sell that Keyblade yet? Nope. It's too expensive. All right. And then finally at the end of the day, like I talked him down to like $20 because I was like, dude, there's paint chips on it. You don't want to put this back in your car. You don't want to have to haul it back to your shop or haul it back here again. Nobody else is going to buy it. Come on. And he's like, no, how about 50? And I was like, And I turned around and started walking away. And I just kept walking. I was with Lawrence. And you know Lawrence. Yeah. Lawrence is very loud. He's like, you're just going to leave? I was like, yeah, I'm just going to leave. It's too much money. And then he's like, wait, come back. And I bought it for $20 for Ben's birthday.
If you want a good deal, always bring Mike with you. Kingdom Hearts is kind of dated now. It's a thing you play when you're little, but it's a fun game.
Right.
I'm kind of a little kid at heart, so maybe I'll like it. The hustle. #hustle.
Yeah, it's just too funny, man, because like all day I kept just needling the guy to bring it down, and told my brother, I was like, I got you a Keyblade for $20. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, and I told him the story, and he's like, damn, good job. But it's still to this day in the trunk of his car in case shit pops off, because it's a big fucking heavy piece of metal, but he has it in the trunk of his car still.
That's cool.
But yeah,
long game.
You play anything else? Just
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about Pokemon.
Oh, look at that!
How did I forget about Pokemon?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Pokemon, let's go Pikachu. Let's go. You got Eevee.
I got Eevee.
Because when I do get it, I will be getting Pikachu. I don't know when I'm getting it. I will get it though, so don't worry. I'll trade you that fucking hot Pikachu when I get it. But
I actually already got a Pikachu.
Did you already get it?
Yeah,
Right,
it was actually that hard to get a Pikachu. What's up, Hose? Hello, I don't know who you are, but hello, native. I relevant native. I'm talking about Pokemon Go. Let's go
Eevee is what you got.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's basically the red and blue games updated. From what it seems like,
is it red and blue? I thought it was yellow.
Was it yellow that they said?
I don't know. First gen.
I've never played yellow.
I don't know.
I've only played red
first
and blue.
gen is, because I know that. I don't know anything about Pokemon, so don't fucking murder me over here.
It's It's fun.
See, I didn't think you would like it because of how I'll use a nice term, how streamlined it is.
It's very streamlined for sure. You can't play with the Pro controller, which I didn't like.
You can't?
Nope. You can only play with the Joy-Cons.
Oh no.
And you only play with one hand.
Oh no.
Which isn't technically too bad, especially if you're like lazy and just want to lay back in your chair and play.
I remember when the Wii came out and everybody was talking about the health benefits and shit, but then you could literally on the couch just be like...
Yeah, pretty much you could do that. Because actually I was doing that. I was sitting back like this and just kind of going like this, and then, you basically, when you throw the ball, you actually have to go like that.
How is the throwing mechanic? Like, can you throw spin on it like you can in the other games?
I haven't tried. But yeah, most of the throwing of it is just like Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Except you're actually using the whole controller.
Right.
Like it shows you go like this and like that.
Okay.
And then it's, I think, the A button to release.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's... I mean, my hype was really high for this. And, like, to be honest, it's kind of dwindling down like we do with the other game. I still like it, though. Because the graphics are amazing in this. It's very clean, very, like... You can walk around into places in the game that you saw that you couldn't before in the old Game Boy games, which is really cool because you can go behind like a bush or something and there's like a hidden Pokeball where you can find some like raspberries or whatever. And your Pokemon that you have, which Pikachu will always be with you, but you can actually have a secondary one following you. So I have a Pidgey that's following me all the time and he finds like the raspberries or the extra Pokeballs that are hidden, which is kind of cool. I like that. That's kind of one of the things that I wish that was in the first game, which I think is now in which is in yellow apparently. But yeah, like the game is pretty much the same, just with updated graphics and different controls. Like,
so is this basically it's designed to be this? Is this?
It is designed to be.
Is this literally just holding you over until the big one comes out in 2019?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's literally what it seems like this game is.
It is. Okay. But it's fun. It is fun because I'm playing. It's like nostalgia.
Were you able to import your Pokemon Go stuff?
I haven't done that yet.
You haven't done that? Okay.
No, I have not.
I stopped playing, so I'm just gonna. When I get it, I'm just gonna start from scratch.
Well, yeah, it's. I'm still having fun with it though.
That's cool.
It's like one of those games where like if I feel like I want to play a game, but I don't want to get too heavy with the game, I can play this. I can throw this on. Is
the battle system like turn-based? Like
yes.
Okay, so there's.
It's exactly like
cool.
The red and blue.
It just looks way fucking cooler now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I used Vine Whip, and you actually see a vine going and whipping the freaking Pokemon. Okay. You see Quick Attack, and then you see Eevee just running around. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna ask you something else now.
The wild Pokemons that you encounter.
Okay. Yeah.
That in the original game, you actually had to battle them and make their health go down to weaken them to catch them in the Pokeball.
Right.
This one, you don't have to battle them. You just throw the Pokeball like in Pokemon Go, which I kind of don't like because like the whole point is battling Pokemon.
Yeah.
So like you do get I found out. I told Bryce that you don't get XP for this, but you actually do get XP. I saw that later on, but most of your XP comes from when you battle randoms.
Okay.
On your way to the next gym.
Gotcha. The story.
It's pretty much the same.
Okay. Is it still just text? Is there any voice acting?
All text. Yeah. I was disappointed with that too. I wanted some voice acting.
I'm not going to complain. I just played, 15 hours of The Messenger with nothing but text. And that game is... If y'all haven't played The Messenger, go fucking play The Messenger. Like, for real. But yeah. Okay. That was the other thing. I want to know if there was voice acting or anything.
I mean, it's not terrible. Yeah, but, you do hear the Pokemon talk. So you hear your Pikas and your Eevees and...
Okay.
So that's nice.
Like in your Poliwhirls.
Don't have that yet. No.
That's a Gen 1, right? Poliwhirl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Poliwhirl and evolved into Poliwrath. I know, like the 150. I know back the back of my hand.
Okay.
Anything after that, I'm.
Well, just give me my fucking Squirtle and we're good to go.
Yeah, I haven't got a water type yet.
Okay.
No, wait, I did get a water type because I was a stupid person who paid $500 for a Magikarp.
Come on, Rick.
The guy was like, "Come on, it's a deal." I'm like, "I'm not gonna fall for this." I'm like, "Well, if I get it, I'll have a water type."
That's hilarious, dude.
I should have bought it.
Very cool. Anything else about Pokemon?
I know there's something else I'm missing, and I just can't remember it, which is gonna bug me.
Well, if it comes back around, I want to say one more thing.
Okay, go for it.
So, when I bought Red Dead 2, I posted about it, and I put 2 discs. I haven't bought a game that had 2 discs since Gran Turismo 2 in 1999. And then I said I may or may have not just rebought that off eBay. I did. And so I've been playing Gran Turismo 2 a little bit in my downtime, and man, that game is still freaking amazing.
I remembered.
Go ahead.
Before I forgot.
Yep.
You get to name your characters and your rival.
Okay.
And guess what I named my rival?
Rice.
No.
What?
Close with the B.
What?
I couldn't think of anything, and then I was just looking around, and then I was like, I can't think of anything. I went to the bathroom really quick to use the restroom, and the TV was on and The Simpsons was on. It's like, I know. I went back. Bort.
That's great. Bort. That's funny, dude. That's good stuff. So yeah, Gran Turismo 2 is still amazing. I remember it being more like it's a simulation racer for sure, but I remember the handling being a little tighter than it is. So I mean, that's also 20 years of not playing it and moving forward and just feeling like, oh yeah, this is how these games always felt, but it's not. That's not the case. But man, there's so many tracks in that game that I miss from modern games like Seattle and like some of the other Polyphony Digital ones, like the Deep Forest. There's like so many tracks I missed that they need to. When they come out with another Gran Turismo game, which I don't know what they're working on or what they're doing now, because Gran Turismo Sport came out last year. But I really want them to do with Gran Turismo what they've done with Smash Brothers. I want all of the tracks. Like, you don't have to put all the songs or all the cars or anything. If you want to streamline your car choice, that's fine. Just make sure you have the proper amount of Skylines and the proper amount of S13, 14, and 15s, and I'll be happy. Because the Nissans are the cars I drive in those games, and that's usually really it. But I want all the tracks that have ever been in a Gran Turismo game in one place. That's what I want. And that's what they need to do. But playing Gran Turismo 2 has been a fun trip down memory lane.
How big was the file, Bolo? He bought it digitally.
Oh.
Red Dead.
Oh,
I'm guessing it's probably going to be the same as a disc then, I'm sure, right?
I think it's like 104 gigabytes or something like that.
So I think that's going to do it for us this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it for today.
It also is getting hot in here.
And I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, me too, actually, now. So, Mike, where can people find us?
So you can find us here if you're watching like Bolo is on twitch.tv/SSWL network. And if you don't catch us live, you're not hearing this, but that's okay. And Bolo probably already knows this spiel. But if you just want to hear us and don't want to look at us, you can catch us on any podcast service you can think of, except for Spotify for now.
Working on it.
On Tuesdays, usually at about 10 a.m. And then if you want to see us in video form, we put up clips Tuesday through Thursday on YouTube. Sometimes 2 on Wednesday and 2 on Thursday. Depending on the amount of content we have, there'll be multiple clips on several days. And then we put up the full show in its entirety on Friday. Unless it's too long, then Rick makes extra clips.
Yeah. We're almost to 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, we're real close.
So if you haven't, please go and
hit that subscribe button.
Maybe
notification bell. It's such a joke, though.
I know.
Like, people still aren't getting notified. They're still not getting notified.
No, they're not. As it just happened to me recently now with someone that I watch all the time, and I didn't get the notification.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. You can use Discord to get on Spotify and all the networks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Spotify's the thing now. Like, for a while, they were only taking, like, Libsyn and Podbean
something like
RSS
that,
feeds. But I think they have a thing where you can literally just submit through Spotify now. I was reading about it today.
This is why I don't use YouTube. All right, until next time.
That was some shit we like.